Welcome or welcome back, everyone. My name is Sandrine, and this is episode 14 of How in the World Do You Pronounce It, where I help you make sense, pronounce, and practice all the challenging French names of cities and mountain peaks of this stage 17, Saint-Gaudens to Peyragudes, of this 2022 edition of the Tour de France. I am a native of France and I want to demystify the French language. Remember to exaggerate your vowels. I will teach you the easy way to pronounce the French R. We will do what I call the banana smile. And we will remember to take a good breath before pronouncing most of these names. And lastly, as a rule, please do not pay attention to the spelling of these French names, all right? Let's go. First off, let me start by saying all these names once, and then I will break them down for you. So here we go. Depart from Saint-Gaudens. And next will be Saint-Bertrand de Comminges, Aner, La Barthe de Nest, Saran-Colin, Haro, Col d'Aspin, Pailleul, Ourquette d'Ancizan, Guchen, Saint-Lary-Soulan, Azay, Col de Val-Louron-Azay, Loudanvielle, Peyragudes. All right, now let's break these all down because we can and we will. And that's the whole purpose of my video series. So, again, departure will be from Saint-Gaudens. All right, so here we have another saint. We've had many in these previous episodes. So, Saint is basically mostly the sound un, as in one in French, un, and also, of course, again and again as Dunkerque, which was the depart of the first stage in France, or let's say, on the French land for this Tour de France. Saint-Gaudens. So here we have O, and we have the sound un again. So un, that ends with a s. Uns. Gaudens. Saint-Gaudens. Let's do it together with a good breath. Take a good breath. Saint-Gaudens. All right. Next will be at kilometer 13.7 au kilomètre 13,7. And your favorite riders, I hope, will arrive in yet another saint here. And the whole name is Saint-Bertrand de Comminges. Let's go for it. So, Saint, again, Saint, Bertrand. So, all right, here we do have the French R, which is mostly a breath. You just exhale. But the secret and the ticket to the French R is to drop your tongue at the bottom of your mouth where it stays put. Even if you really want to practice and get it right, or as close as possible, put a finger on your tongue and to keep the tongue down. You can practice this at other times and do just exhale, right? And of course, it's easier if you take a good breath first. right? So you first inhale and then you do the French R. Now, here I will say the French R in this name, Bertrand, is R. It's really the sound of the letter R in French. We pronounce it R. So, R, 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 bear, right? Bear, bear, bear. And the tricky part is that there's a second R coming up. So, again, take a good breath and you will exhale while keeping your tongue at the bottom of your mouth, right? Ra, ra, ra. And here, ra will transform into ron, ron, on. On is pretty up there in your mouth. On. Ron, 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 ron. Now, there's more. We need to add the T, the T sound before the ron sound. So, te rend, te rend, te rend, te rend, te rend. And we shorten it. We try to link them together, merge them together. Te rend, te rend. Take a good breath first. Te rend, te rend. All right? Now, we want to merge again the first and this second part. So, Bertrand, Bertrand, Bertrand. Let's try it together, ensemble. Take a good breath. Bertrand, Bertrand. Now, so far, we have Saint-Bertrand, right? Saint-Bertrand. And off we go. We keep going and we have de. So the sound is a forward movement of your jaws, basically. And it's It can be a little bit more like a but let's go for or whatever you can do. They're both right. And in this case, it's de. Comminges. So we have o. And we have the sound un again. Just like in Saint, just like in Dunkerque. So again, so I would say o, un, and un will end with je. So ange, comminges, mange, comminges. Let's do it together. Take a good breath. Comminges. All right. Next up will be at kilometer 25.7 au kilomètre 25,7, and they will arrive in Aner. Hopefully this one is a little easier. Aner. So here we have the typical French A, which is a. Just like yes in Calais, which was the finish line of stage 4. Calais. Or for English speakers, just like in Gavin, farther. I like to use Gavin, because it's a bit more sustained. And here it's Aner. So a. And then we have the R sound again, just like in Bertrand. R. nerf, 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 nerf. Again, keep your tongue down in your mouth for the R sound and exhale. R, 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 right? Nerf, nerf. So as a whole, let's do it together ensemble. Take a good breath. And we have aner. Yes, that's it. All right, next up, we'll be at kilometer 32.9 au kilomètre 32. I'm sorry, let me do it again. 32,9. And they will arrive in La Barthe de Nest. All right, let's go for it. Let's break it down. First, we have a typical A. So, and we have it twice actually. So, la, right? La, Barthe, Barthe, ba, 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 ba. But here, of course, it is followed by the French R. So, R. So, ar, bar, 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 Barthe, 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 la Barthe. No, I know. La Barthe. Together ensemble, la Barthe, right? But wait, there's more. So I should say la Barthe de. Here is the sound and de, which is very common, which means it means of or from, right? So la Barthe de Nest, nest, nest. Just like a nest, a bird's nest, for instance, with a French accent. Nest, nest. So as a whole, let's do it together. Let's take a good breath. La Barthe de Nest. And that's it. Next up, we'll be at kilometer 45.7 au kilomètre 45,7. And your favorite riders hopefully will arrive in, let's go for it, Saint-Gaudens. Now it's easier than you think. And here we go. Let me break it down. So let's say we're going to start in a vowel type of things. We're going to start with the French A, which is A. So another A. So sa, sa. And yes, we have the R. French R, which is R. It sounds like R. R. R, R, R will transform into rond, rond, rond. Just like in, yes, Bertrand, Bertrand. And here, rond, rond. Saran, Saran. Take a good breath. Saran, Saran, Saran. And then we have Colin, Colin. Colin is the French version of Colin, but we pronounce it Colin. So col. I could say actually, think about all the col name that we've been through, all the climbs. Col, and you add the sound. Just like in just like in Dunkerque and Saint, right? Colin, Colin, Colin. And as a whole, we can do this, and we do it together, ensemble. We take a good breath. Saint-Colin. Encore, again. Saint-Colin. All right, we did it. Or you did it. Next up, we'll be at kilometer 53.6 au kilomètre 53,6, and they will arrive in Aro, Aro. So, typical French A, which is A. French R, which is R, which is ra, 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 ra. And the o, 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 o. Aro. Encore again, good breath. Aro, aro. Exaggerate, overdo these vowels, over articulate them, right? Aro. Next will be at kilometer 65.7 au kilomètre 65,7, they will arrive in, here is one of the col, in Col d'Aspin. Col d'Aspin. So, col, ol, right? Ol, col, d'Aspin. So, a, as, pain, pain. So, un, aspin, aspin. Col d'Aspin. Together, ensemble with a good breath. Col d'Aspin. Voilà. Now, next up will be at kilometer 70.6 au kilomètre 70,6. They will arrive in Pailleul. Pailleul. So, we have the a, pa. So, a is followed by ya. Paille. And I will say yol, or ol, but we need to link them together. Yol. Pailleul. Encore, again, good breath. Pailleul. There we go, voilà. Next up will be at kilometer 81.6 au kilomètre 81,6. They will arrive in Ourquette dans 6 ans. Let's do this. Yeah, okay, let's go. First off, we have the sound ou, because again, don't pay attention to the spelling at all. There's no H there, okay? Just pretend it's not there. So, we start with the sound oo, and we'll go into r. Our, quête. Ourquette. Let's do it together, ensemble. Let's take a good breath. Ourquette, dans 6 ans. So here we have un, and it goes like this. There is twice the sound en. And it's actually a tricky one because there's en, then un, and then en again. So en, un, en. But the good part is that there are consonants in between, right? So I think it helps a bit. So mainly we have en, si. Oh yeah, I forgot. We do have a banana smile here. I. So we have en, I, which is a banana smile. And the reason why I want to make sure I call it this way and what I would say describe it this way is to differentiate it with the E sound. E as in café. And here it's I. So it's a big smile, banana smile. I. And then we will have an en again. So we have, again, en 6 ans. En 6 ans. En 6 ans. Let's do it together, ensemble. Good breath. En 6 ans. Right? And as a whole, it goes like this. Take a good breath with me, avec moi. Ourquette again. So Ourquette dans 6 ans goes like this. Ourquette dans 6 ans. There we go. Voila. Let's go for the next stop or finish will be at kilometer 91.5 au kilomètre 91,5 and they will arrive. Let me work my vowels, right? Should I take my own advice? Yes. All right, so they will arrive in Guchen. Guchen. So here is probably it is one of the trickiest sound in the French language. It's U. U. So to pronounce the U, you drop your mouth, your lips, and your jaws. So they all drop down. U. U. And it's a very small opening of your mouth. Just think of blowing in a trumpet. And you just drop everything. U, U, U. So here, U is part of gu, 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 because it goes up. So gu, gu, chêne, chêne, right? And a soft sh. Chêne, chêne. Guchen. Guchen. All right. Next up, at kilometer 90 point. Let me do it again. At kilometer 97.3 au kilomètre 97,3, they will arrive in Saint-Lary-Soulan. So we have a lot of the sounds we just worked on here. So first we have Saint, Saint, again, right? Saint, 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 Lary, so R, I, banana smile, I, Lary, Lary, and yeah, we can think about the name Larry, right? It's very similar with a French accent, right? Lary, Ari, Lary, Saint-Lary, Soulan, Soulan, ou sound, ou, Lan, so en again, en, just like in en 6 ans, en, Soulan. Take a good breath. Soulan, right? So as a whole, let's do it together. Let me say it once and then we'll repeat it together. Saint-Lary-Soulan, right? Saint-Lary-Soulan. So let's do it together ensemble. Take a good breath. Saint-Lary-Soulan. We did it. All right, next up will be at kilometer 103.8 au kilomètre 103,8. Your favorite riders in the Pyrenees will arrive in Azé. Yes, I hope it sounds as simple as I think it is. Azé. So A, Z. Let's do it again. A, Z. Azé. That's it. All right. Next up will be at kilometer 109.5 au kilomètre 109,5. Let me say it again. 5. They will arrive. They will climb up all the way to the Col du Val. Let me do it again. Col du Val Louron Azé. Yeah. So at least the end at the end of this name, we repeat the previous name we just went through, Azé. So let's just remember that. That's the good part. But let's go for it. Let's break it down. So most of you by now are, you are familiar with col, 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 col de, forward movement of your jaws. Col de val, al, a, right? Val. So again, col de val, lots of vowels. Col de val, louron, louron, ou, on, have fun with that, because I know it's a funny, for English speakers at least, I know they have fun with that when they want to make fun of the French language. On, right? It's very nasal, and just have fun with it. On. Now the tricky part is it is preceded by the R, the R. So, rond, right? So again, tongue is at the bottom of your mouth. It doesn't move an inch. And you exhale. You breathe. R, right? And to do this, it's easier if you take your breath first. So it's easier if you inhale, so you can exhale. Right? It should be a song, or a motto, or both. So let's take a good breath, and we're going to do rond. 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 Right? So this is the end part of this little name. Louron. So lou, ou, rond. Again, good breath. Louron. Louron. I have to say it this way because it's not over, right? Louron. Azé. So, let's go back. Let's say it as a whole. We can do this. Take a good breath with me. Let me say it once to remind you a bit of what we're dealing with. And we have here Col de Val Louron Azé. Or let me go this way. Col de Val Louron Azé. Now let's do it together. Take a good breath. Col de Val Louron Azé. Yes. Next looks like they will be doing a loop from Loudonvielle, go back to Loudonvielle. So it's going to be a little loop that starts at kilometer 118.5 au kilomètre 118,5 and ends at kilometer 124.7 au kilomètre 124,7. And again, it will be happening in the town of Loudonvielle. All right, a few familiar sounds here. We have ou, as in lou, just like we just had in Louron. Lou. And then we have en, and we have a banana smile, e will be going into ya, iel, and el will be faster, shortened. Yel, viel, danviel, and wait, there's more. loup d'Envielle. So, as a whole, it sounds like this, loup d'Envielle. Let's do it together ensemble. Let's take a good breath. Loup d'Envielle. All right? And here is, or coming up is the finish line, l'arrivée, where, yeah, they will arrive victorious in the Pyrenees at kilometer 129.7 au kilomètre 129,7 in the town of Peyragudes. All right, so here, let me break this down. There, we have a few sounds. So we have E, A, U, mostly, right? U. Again, drop everything. U. Just drop it off. U. And there is a French R, which is ra. So I would say ara, ara, just to prepare you. All right, so it will start this way. Or it starts this way. Paix, paix, paix. Ra, ra, ra. Good, good, good. U, 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 right? Good. So, as a whole, it sounds like this. Peyragudes. And together, ensemble, we take a good breath and we go for it. Peyragudes. And that's it. Voila. You did it. Wow. That's it for stage 17 in this part of the Pyrenees. And next will be stage 18. And here is a sneak peek. They will be departing from Lourdes to arrive in Otakam. Yes, and I will see you then. Bye everyone. Thank you. Merci. Ciao.